Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
So, welcome to the KnitChat Cafe. My name is Noelle, and I'm already dropping yarn on the ground. I have a very small space here tonight. Anyway, I guess first of all, can everybody see us and hear us? Hi,
And
everybody.
I'm Kelly.
Sorry, a ball of yarn went flying as soon as I said that. So, anyway, welcome to the KnitChat Cafe. We are a knitting podcast, Knits and Pieces, and every Tuesday night, we love to meet with everybody in the KnitChat Cafe and talk about all the yarny goodness and festival season and sweater weather.
Sweater weather. It is today. It
Although
is.
it's actually not that cold here. Like I might actually end up having to take my sweater off.
It's 18
So,
degrees here. So it's chilly.
was it cool today? Like during the day?
No. Started
No.
out rainy. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well, it's been cloudy here and it didn't really rain a lot today, but it was just kind of cloudy and overcast but it was still humid, so it still felt warm. Like I think there was still a humidex of like 26 or something. So but I had to turn the air conditioning off because it was too loud to do the podcast. So it might get too hot and I might have to take the sweater off, but
so
that's okay.
normally we come to you from Southwestern Ontario in Canada, but today we are on different sides of the country yet again. I am still in Southwestern Ontario and Noelle is frozen in,
Yikes.
where are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me. I don't know why it's frozen. This internet here is not the greatest. Anyway, I am in Charlottetown in Prince Edward Island. So let me just try the settings here again.
Have you seen Anne of Green Gables?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. No. You know what, Kelly? I'm going to click out and go back in and see if it makes a difference.
Okay. So Noelle is on a month-long trip to the East Coast. Last week she checked in with us from New Brunswick, and this week she's in Charlottetown. And so we are not always aware of what our internet situation is going to be for her. So we are just hopefully doing our best to stay connected with everybody. And I see that there are already a lot of people in here. I saw Mel said that she had finished dishes just in time to check us out. And Kathy says that it's finally getting below 100 degrees there in South Texas, that's crazy hot. And Trilby is checking in from Norco, California. So there's lots of people in here today, and hopefully Noelle can get herself sorted and join us because I don't want to do this by myself. It's lonely in the studio. And it's tricky to talk about the things that we are planning to talk to you about when there's only the one of us. Okay, Isabel, good luck with that. She just left her man in charge of getting the bread out of the oven in 15 minutes. Hopefully all goes well, Isabel. And I can smell that bread. There's nothing better than the smell of bread cooking in a kitchen. So, well, I seriously hope Noelle's coming back. What does everybody have on needles tonight? I'll try to start this without her. Thank you, Nettie, for the vote of confidence. I can do it. Well, I really don't want to, though. That would be the issue. Wendy says we're here for you. Okay. Joyce from Halifax is knitting on the Cal cardigan. And you are exactly right, Nick. I am not alone. There's 335 of you in here with me. But it would be nice to have a co-host, wouldn't it? Sylvie's working on Selbu mittens, and Jennifer's on socks. Rockety, Calliope. Calliope, I'm not familiar with that pattern. Don't know who that one is by. What else do we have? Karen is working on a mashup sweater, bits and little bits. And a stripy cardigan in alpaca, possum, and merino. I'm ready for cardigans. It is sweater weather. It's also fall festival season. And last weekend, or this weekend gone by, was the Kitchener-Waterloo Knitters Fair. And I have to say, I didn't get to go. I had family commitments that day. We had a wedding to go to, and I have to admit, I had some serious FOMO for missing out. It's one of my favorite festivals to go to, and it's relatively close to us for our area. So I definitely missed on that this year. Just checking in, Cindy. No, disappeared. Sorry. It's going pretty quick. Cindy from Rhode Island is working on a Sophie shawl. PJ Knits is here. It's a fellow podcaster friend of ours. She's working on some sweaters. She's got the Friday tee and the comfy from 52 Weeks of Easy Knits. So lots of things going on. Sarah went to Kitchener-Waterloo. She bought 3 sweater quantities. What the heck? You were drunk on yarn fumes? What are you making, Sarah? Do you have, it was an intentional purchases? I've been trying to be definitely more mindful this year. And I have to say, I haven't been doing a great job of it, but I am trying to be more mindful in my purchases. But I have some festivals coming up. We'll be going to Rhinebeck this fall, as well as we're going to Paris, Ontario, not Paris, France, but we are going to Paris, and we will be attending Woolstock there. She's back.
For how long? I don't know. We'll see. We just got here. We just got to Charlottetown today, probably into this place about 4:30. So we really haven't had a chance to go through like really seeing how good the internet is, so we'll just take every moment as we get it.
I see behind you, you managed to bring the essentials though. I see a bag of oranges and a bottle of wine.
That bottle of wine was left here by the who we're renting it from.
Oh, very nice. What a lovely welcome. What a lovely welcome.
Right.
Are you having a good time on your trip?
I might be having some wine in a few minutes if this keeps going like this. Yes, we're having a good time. So the weather could be better, and it's supposedly not going to get a whole lot better in the next little while. So
no.
We will see how it goes. Hopefully the hurricane turns out to the ocean.
Yes. So, yes, absolutely.
We will see.
Absolutely.
So, but anyways, okay. Yes, it's.
I was just going to say, since you're back here, since you're back here, I think we should dive into a little bit of Q&A or admin. Okay. If you have any questions, I know there was a sewing question that I have answers for, and then we're going to get to a little bit of a draw that we have for tonight too.
Okay. So I had a couple of questions. One was about, it was again, talking about superwash and superwash yarn and swatching. And someone had said that what they do is when they do their swatch, they do a good size swatch and then they weight it when they block the swatch, and that'll give you a better idea. I did a little bit of research, did a little bit of reading about superwash, and some of the tips and suggestions were knit it at a tighter gauge, which we have said before, because the looser the gauge that you knit it at, the more chance there is for those stitches to separate, because one of the main problems with superwash is that to put the superwash treatment on, they kind of get rid of those fibers or the scales on the wool that kind of holds everything together. Mm-hmm. So if you knit at a tighter gauge, that will help. If you knit a project that needs to be seamed, that will help, because your seams will give some structure to the garment. What were some of the other things that it said? That you know, like you can, as long as you're careful, put it in the dryer, and that will help the garment to reshape. And superwash garments will lose their shape more readily than a garment that's made out of 100% wool that's not treated. So I think and obviously if you knit at a tighter gauge, we all know, most of us, or a lot of us in here, do socks, and socks most often are knit with a superwash treated yarn. Mm-hmm. But because it's knit at such a tight gauge, And you actually are knitting that. When you knit a sock, you're actually knitting it with negative ease. So it's got a little bit of room when you put it on to stretch it. So, but just the fact that it's knit at that tighter gauge really helps to keep the shape of the garment. But a lot of times when you're knitting a sweater or a cardigan with superwash, you're most likely knitting at a looser gauge than that. And that's why it's going to have a tendency to grow. And most of the time the growth will be lengthwise as opposed to widthwise. So,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you have a question?
Yes. Sharon asked a question about sewing, and she was interested in making the hinterland dress. And the hinterland dress does have bust darts, and she asked if I had any experience with removing the darts from a pattern. And there's a couple of reasons that you might want to remove the darts. Firstly, if it's a looser bodice, you are a smaller busted person, you absolutely don't even need the darts. So it would be easy to remove them if you didn't feel that they were necessary. And another reason that you might be interested in removing bust darts, if possible, is because of the patterns that you're using of the fabric. So for instance, if you were making a dress and it was plaid, if you have to cut that fabric to put darts in, well, it's going to throw off the pattern of your plaid. Right. Or if it's a floral pattern or something that you don't want to disrupt the pattern of the fabric, that might be another reason to remove a bust dart if you are able to. So a tutorial that is online that is very good for that. You can go on there and you could even type in some hacks for removing bust darts from the hinterland, and you'll probably come up with a few people that have done that because it's such a versatile pattern. But someone that does go in depth in a good tutorial is Maria Denmark, and she has a very good tutorial. And I sent the link through already to Noelle, and I'm going to have her put that into the show notes when we have those up tomorrow. So Sharon, if you're watching and you want to come back to that, then you'd be able to see that once she gets that loaded up for you. But Maria Denmark, she has lots of great sewing help if you're so inclined, but she specifically has a good tutorial for removing the bust darts. Okay.
And the other question that I had was about stretchy bind off for toe up socks. So the one that I found lately that I really like is called Lori's Twisty Bind Off. And I've got a couple of pictures here, and I'll just show you kind of a little bit what it looks like. I've done it on one pair of socks, and I did really like the result, and it was a very stretchy bind off. So here's what the sock kind of looks like at the top. So you don't see that flare, like it's not all flared out. It just actually looks like a very comparable to what a long tail cast on looks like, at least when you see it flat like that. And then if you look at theirs, if you kind of hold it and look at it, so you can see how it's kind of zigzagging like that. So that zigzag is going to kind of give you the stretch. So that is called Lori's Twisty Bind Off. And I will put a link to that in the show notes. So
it does have a really nice finish.
Works. It does. And I found that it actually works better than the Italian bind off or a tubular bind off, which does give you some stretch. But I do find that depending on how tightly you do it, you might want to go up a needle size if you're doing it. Depending on how tightly you do that, that can still be a little bit constricting. But I found this one is really good and doesn't have that flare that a lot of people kind of object to. I think if you do I forget what the other one's called. Is it Jenny's Super Stretchy Bind Off?
Surprisingly
or Jenny's
stretchy.
Cast On, or
no, I think it is the Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off.
Oh, so that's right. Okay. Yeah.
But it does. It does flare out a fair bit.
Which I think once you've got the sock on, you don't see that, but it's just not necessarily an attractive look when you're doing the socks. So, okay. So that was all I had. Did you have any other questions?
No.
Okay.
You're all a very well-informed group this week. No questions. Moving on. So I was thinking that maybe tonight we would have a little bit of a giveaway. You have heard me chat about this before, and I will put something up here in the corner. There we go. this is a little giveaway tool that we use, and it's powered by Streamyard. And this week I was showing Noelle, I got something else in the mail. It's not an acquisition. Oh. This was a freebie. So we now have a lovely pillow in the studio for Puddles, our mascot duck, to rest their lovely head on. And Streamyard is the platform that we use to run these podcasts, and they have sponsored us this year, and we're super thrilled to have that sponsorship. And one of the great things that they do is this lovely little giveaway tool that we're going to use. Streamyard is a platform that you can use if you are a podcaster, but it's also something that you might be interested in using if you just want to hang out with a few friends. There is a free version available, and it's very convenient. Dare I say, we found it works quite a bit better than Zoom if there's a group of us, and only because of the fact that it doesn't keep shutting off everybody's microphone. So sometimes that's a curse, but most of the times it's actually a benefit, because as you know, when you're a chatty group of knitters, you have a lot to say and you want to chat about things. So one of the things that they have put together is this fun little giveaway tool. And first, I guess I should show you what we are going to give away. I was a little bit mindful thinking about the fall festivals, fall knitting festivals and things like that. And I thought, if you're going to a fall festival, you should have a lovely bag to go in. So I have so much stuff back here. It's falling all over the place.
I'm afraid to move where I am in case I knock something else off.
So we have made a lovely friend of a very wonderful person named Sandy. And Sandy is a sewist, and she enjoys making bags for us that we are honored to have and that we often give away. So I thought tonight would be a good opportunity to give away perhaps a bag that's a little bit fall themed that you could take to a knitting festival. And so we have this one, which is kind of like, it reminds me of like fall balls. There's a little bit of metallic glitter in there too. So it's really pretty. And then the second one that we have is, I love this one.
Oh, the llamas.
Llamas. And to me, this just looks like they're sweet little faces. Can't you just picture them? I wish they were knitting. Like, look at all of these little llamas smiling, hanging out with their friends. And this is sort of what we look like when we go to knitting festivals, I think. Not necessarily like a llama, but hanging out in a happy little group. So we've got 2 bags to give away tonight. And I'm going to bring a giveaway tool up here for you. And you've all played along with this before. There we go. The hashtag tonight is autumn. And you can start typing that in on your keyboard into your browsers, and we will let this go for a little bit, and then we will do the little thing, and it will give away a prize. So while that's collecting, I'll leave that up on the screen for a little bit of time, and then we will just kind of carry on and have a little bit more chit chat.
Okay, anyway, and we should let everybody know too, the reason that there's 2 bags is we're going to give one away tonight. So someone will be chosen tonight, and they can pick which pattern they would like to have, and we will make sure that that gets to them. And then the other bag for everybody that doesn't have the opportunity to join in live, or if you've watched and you want to go back in and you want to join in and put your name in there for the second bag, you can do that. So that will be drawn next week before we start the live. So there'll be one winner tonight. And then if you go in and you comment after the fact, or if you're watching this after the fact, you can put in the same thing. Just tell us. You don't even have to put hashtag autumn. Just tell us one of your favorite things about autumn.
Or I was going to say, tell us what you're planning to cast on this autumn.
Sure. And,
or if you anything autumn, it can be anything autumn. What do you like about autumn? Yeah. Yes, you're right. And but don't add that in until the podcast finishes.
That's right.
Then once the live has ended, then you'll have to go back in and add a comment. And while you're in there, if you so inclined, please give a thumbs up too, because that's very helpful. And what else was I going to say about that? I don't know. It left my mind. As quick as it came in, it's gone. Blame it on the rain. We've had so much rain.
Is it
Seriously,
raining? Is it raining there now?
it rained all night, and we
Oh, did
don't
it?
need any more rain. It's not that we've had a lot of rain, but the ground was so saturated by the heavy rains that we had a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Honestly, here in Courtright, and I know people think I'm joking when I say this, but we had somebody stop by tonight here at the house that was picking something up from us, and you literally have to run for your car and then run for the house when you're out of your
Mm.
car. The mosquitoes are so bad, and they follow you in. Like I run out to my car now in the morning, and then I have to sit in the car for a few minutes before I can even start it up, because now I have to try to kill all of the mosquitoes before I start driving, or they'll get me. But yes, thank you, Haley. You only need to put in one entry. Maybe that's what I
Yep.
was thinking to say.
Well, one entry now, and then if you want to go in after the fact when the comments and comment under the video once the video gets posted
Yes,
to YouTube.
yes.
So
Yeah, tonight's draw will only pick up your name one time and enter it. So you don't have to keep adding entries in there. But
I know Judy says send the rain to Northeast Wisconsin. I know that's the thing. It seems like the rain is not happening in places that need it. So
yeah, they are the worst, the mosquitoes, Nick. You're right. And they're tiny. It's strange. I don't know. It's almost like it's a new breed of mosquito. Seriously. But it's they're nasty. And then they're in your house too, right? Because like as soon as
yeah.
you come in and out of the door, and it's like they stalk you. They wait till you're in bed, and then you're in bed, and then all of a sudden you hear that.
They hear them. Yeah.
Then I have to turn the light back on and get that. It cannot live. But anyway.
Okay. So I think we should draw here so we can get on with this.
Get on with the show. Let me get over to there. So, okay, it looks like we've got about 215 entries. Cross your fingers. Let's do the draw. Mary Ruth
Shanks.
Congratulations.
So Mary Ruth, Kelly can hold up the bags again and you can tell us which one you would like.
So we have the autumn. Oh, hold on a moment. Let me just remove this. There we go. Put us back to full size. Okay. So there's the autumn glitter balls. I love how I give these bags a name. There's no name on these bags, but I give these bags a name. They have zippered pockets inside as well and really pretty linings. I like this lining. It's like grass. And then there's this one, which I will be calling Llamas at a Fall Knitting Festival. So you can choose which one you would like, Mary Ruth. Let us know. And then I'll get the banner if you want to let Mary Ruth know how to get the bag, Noelle.
Okay. To get the bag, you just have to email us at knitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com. And all we need is your full name. And I think that's probably at Mary Ruth Shanks, and your mailing address. And that way we can get that in the mail to you. So I'll have to just wait and see which one Mary Ruth would like. Anyway, once she lets us know, we can mark it down there. And if you weren't lucky enough to win that, again, you can go in afterwards and we will have a draw just before we go live next week and we'll give another one out. So
absolutely. Okay. I don't see anything in there
Mary
yet.
Ruth said the llama.
The llama.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that means the glitter fall balls will be the one that we'll be giving away for next week. Okay. What's next?
So maybe we should talk about what we're wearing.
All right. I am wearing the Garden Gate by Jen Steingass. Yes, I do have a picture and a banner in there. And this, excuse me, I actually made this sweater in 2019. This is an oldie, but I still pull it out and I wear it a lot. And the reasons I like to wear it is because it's a very lightweight sweater. It's a fingering weight and it's made with a single. So it's very soft and easy to wear. It I just love this pattern. This was yarn that I bought when I was in Arizona, and the blue is, and it's Desert Blooms yarn, which was local to the place that I was staying. And then the speckle is Stitch Mischief, and that was one of her singles. I don't believe she dyes anymore, or I don't believe that her store is open. But this was I bought all of this that she had left, and this pattern was a lot of fun to make. It had I love the pattern in the yoke, and yeah, I still wear it a lot, lots and lots.
Okay.
And you?
I am wearing, now my mind's gone blank, the Felix cardigan by Amy Christophers. And this is one that I made before we went to Knit City, Montreal. It's got the sparkle in it. And I did have a banner. Oh, you've got the banner up there. Okay, so this one is made with one strand of Leo and Roxy, their 80/20 sock, one strand of Leo and Roxy mohair in the color Meredith, and the sock is called Patches to Patches. And then there's one strand of King Cole Cosmos, the one that has the silver thread and then all the multicolored sequins on it. The pattern is modified quite a bit. I've not done it as big and boxy as what the pattern is, and cropped it so it just comes to just a little bit below my natural waist, so not quite to the hip bone. I really like it. The colors in the Patches to Patches, really, it goes with almost anything, because you've got little sprinkles of like fuchsia and blue and gold, and then all the sparkles in the King Cole Cosmos. Also, there's lots of colors in there, so you can pretty much wear it with anything, except for right now, I'm going to have to take it off because it is too hot. So, but it is, like I said, after having turned the air conditioning off here, it's starting to get a little warm in here. And I did have windows open, but then I closed them just in case traffic noise or whatever. So the sweater's got to come off. But that is what I'm wearing. going from sweater to sundress. Okay. So Kelly, did you finish anything?
No, I didn't. You know, this has been this week. This has been a week of absolute chaos for me. The things that have gone on every single day. I even think there were about 3 days in the past 7 that I did not even get to pick up knitting. And I don't remember the last week that happened to me, because I am a stickler for making time to knit every single day. But it was just crazy busy between work and then events after work. And then there was a wedding on the weekend. And then on the one day that I did have off this weekend, we were working on our pond. Well, we were working on fighting off mosquitoes, but working on the pond. I'm trying to get that done. And Miles is coming for a little visit in a couple of weeks. So I wanted to make sure that we've got that pond dealt with before he gets here. I don't want to have any worries. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I almost finished something. And this was actually something. No, it would be finished except for I don't have any buttons. So this is, first of all, I'll show you a picture. This is Fraser. And where's my
that is so cute.
It is. I really love this little sweater. It's Fraser by Danny Sunshine. There we go. So this is, it goes up to about, I believe it goes up to about a size 10. It goes from like newborn up to about a size 10. So I had that yarn last week that I showed you. It was the King Cole, and I just dropped the banner of it, of course. Anyways, it's the King Cole. I'll show you the yarn. This one here, the color's Rock Pool. I'm going to grab the banner just a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Prism. It's homespun prism. And this is a blend of 22% superwash merino, 22% alpaca, 23% acrylic, and 10% viscose. So it's really super soft. And I'm just like I said, all I've got left to do.
That's so cute. That's really adorable.
And the reason that I did this is because I am going to have another grandchild, and it's going to be a boy.
No way. You finally get a boy.
So yes, my son and daughter-in-law are expecting, and it's going to be a baby boy. Due date is just after Christmas, beginning of January, and this will be perfect in the newborn size, because some of my other ones have been born like in summer, and you can't do them a sweater to wear.
That's right. That's right.
So this is really cute. It's got, I really like the fact for the newborn size that it's got a place to put the two little buttons, because then you've got like a bigger neck opening to put over their head. So this is the newborn size. I didn't make any adjustments to the pattern at all. I used my alternating cable cast on, and
Our new favorite thing.
the cups on the bottom are Italian bind off. I didn't do tubular, I did Italian bind off. It's like that broken rib, and I just love the fabric. And this is not blocked or anything yet, so it will block out a little bit bigger, and the arms will block out like a little bit bigger.
It's such an adult looking pattern, isn't it?
It's like so cute. I just love it.
Yeah.
And this yarn, they're 50-gram balls. I was barely into the second ball. Like, I've still probably got about 48 grams left of this. So I've got enough left. I'm going to take that twisted, or not twisted rib, but that broken rib stitch pattern, and I'm going to make a little hat to go with it.
That's
like,
right.
I think just a little one that have a turn up brim, like with just regular knit one, purl one rib. And then I'll do the broken rib in the top of the hat, and then put a little pom-pom up on top of it. And I think, who knows, with that, adorable. I might even have enough left to do a little pair of socks. But highly recommend the pattern. It was very well written. It's got the raglan increases that are worked right into the rib. It's very much like the Friday sweater by Petite Knit, but this one is DK weight yarn. And I really like that. I really like that neck for a baby.
Yes. I did a sweater very similar to that for Miles when he was very young. It was called the Wee Lima. I don't remember who the pattern writer was, but I remember that sweater. And I used, it was a rogue skein of chroma that I had from Knit Picks. And it kind of did that gradient thing too. I just loved it. And it's very nice on the baby sweater when they have the buttons coming off on an angle to the side. It's easy to get over the head, and then you don't have to worry about, anything being either at the back where they may be laying, or at the front where you want to cuddle. I like something going off to the side. Yeah. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was fun. It was a very fun little knit. So
all those girl cousins are going to have so much fun with him. Much fun. Yeah.
Okay. So what are you working on?
Okay. I honestly worked on every single thing that I have on the go, which means in the very limited time that I had, nothing looks like I did anything. That's the thing. So, I mean, I'll show you what I worked on. So the few days this week that I worked on it, I worked. So I got another inch. This looks like another inch done on my roost, which is a pattern by Amy Christoffers. I showed this last week, and now you're going to see it every week because I'm not really making a huge amount of progress. Now I have something in my eye. Sorry. Anyway, loving this. And this is using the, still here from last week, the Le Petit Lamb's wool by Biche and Bouche. And this is the color dark gray brown, which was gifted to me by a lovely friend. And I'm super excited to get this. I want to have this finished for fall. I definitely want to have this one finished for fall. So I have to get motoring along on that. Okay, so that was thing one. You show something.
Okay, so the next thing that I'm working on is Starry Night by Beth McDonald Stone. I see here I spelled her name wrong. It's Beth, B-E-T-H. And I do have a picture here of the original pattern. And I'll take the banner off so that you can see the pattern. So the pattern is just a sweater. the original pattern. It's got the color work up at the top with all the stars in it. And then it's kind of a little bit A-line shaped, like it's not a tight fitting sweater. And I am doing mine as a dress. And I did, it's coming. It's getting there. So I just put a marker in of where I was. So I've done probably 3 to 4 inches on it. But
so how long do you think you have to make it? How much longer?
I'm going to say another 8 inches maybe.
Okay.
So,
that's not too
and
far
that was
then.
just, no. But it does, because it's got the A-line shape, I'm continuing to do the increases out the side. So of course it's more and more stitches. It's on like either a 3 or a 3¼ millimeter needle. So it's starting to take a while to get around the bottom.
Yes.
But I tried it on, and next week I'll try it on and I'll take a picture. Hopefully I'll have it long enough to cover.
Yes.
So I'll take a picture. But this is done in Holst Garn Super Soft. In the Venetian is the red color. And then my stars are Holst Garn Titicaca in just the cream color, and then Lang Paillettes they are gold sequins on a gold thread, but it's kind of hard to see in the light. But I really like how it fits up here. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do the sleeves yet, whether I'm going to taper them or whether I'm going to balloon them a bit, but I'll get the body done first. I mean, I've got a cone of yarn, so I've got lots of yarn.
I think that would look super cute too, with a little short denim jacket.
And blundstones and black
and
tights.
Blundstones and tights. Yeah, of course.
So so I'm happy with that. It's good car knitting, although like, seems like we've picked up so much stuff already. Like it's getting harder to fit everything in the car.
You're going to need a bigger car.
Ross is looking at me now. I'm saying that, giving me the eye. Anyway, so
that's called the hairy eyeball.
Yeah. So anyway, happy with that. It's going well, and perfect project for knitting in the car, because it's just round and round and round. So
Lauren pointed out, and I was going to mention this too, Lauren. Beth McDonald Stone released her episode 1 of her podcast today. I don't know if you saw that. So she started a podcast. I obviously haven't had a chance to watch it, but I for sure will check it out. Lauren said that she watched it today. So I hope you enjoyed that, Lauren. Yeah. Mark says, you will have to stop the increases. You will look like a Christmas tree.
No, it's not green. I will when I get to. I just want to make sure I don't want it tight anywhere. I just want it to. Yes. And it's kind of hard to tell yet, because the super soft, when you block it, will bloom and the fabric will have more drape in that to it. Right now it's kind of stiff because it's still got the spinning oil in it, but yeah.
Lisa says that you can always ship some home to make more room in that car, for more shopping.
I've done that.
I know you have. You have.
And Linda Marie wanted to know if the Holst Garn Super Soft is scratchy at all. I don't find that it is. I mean, it's definitely not super soft. Okay, that's a misnomer calling it super soft. But once you wash it and block it, and I wash mine in dish detergent first to kind of get all the spinning oil out of it, and then after I've done it with the dish soap, then I'll put in the soak or Eucalan or something like that. But it really does change the texture of the fabric. So
it does. It absolutely does. Yes. Yeah.
But
okay.
Oh, Isabel said she went online and got some Holst cones and balls, and anyway,
just can't help yourself sometimes. I was thinking about it, but I did not. I abstained. So this next one that I worked on, so I've finished my first ball. So I kind of stopped there because I think I'm going to do a sleeve next rather than continue on in the body. I don't know. I like to do that sometimes just to break up the fact that you have to do a sleeve. So I knit to the end of my first skein in the burgundy color. And this is my Sheep Camp sweater by Jennifer Berg. And it's my first time making a Jennifer Berg pattern. And this was a lot of fun. This color work was really kind of like, once you got onto it, you didn't even need to look at the chart going down through here. Yeah. So it was a nice little bit of a project that I didn't have to be tied to my iPad for with the pattern. And I really love, love, love this yarn. This is the Southlander. I don't see one near me. I was going to show it, but this is the Southlander yarn that you brought back for me from New Zealand. And also this dreamy color work is the Spin Cycle dyed in the wool, and the colorway is called After Midnight, which is the colorway that was dyed specifically for the Knitting Loft. And this is a colorway that was gifted to both Noelle and I, and this is how I chose to use mine. And I managed to get all of the color work, even a couple of extra rows of color work. I went just a little bit longer in here on those. I think I went an extra row or two. And so yeah, I used up the whole dang ball, but I'm really happy with it. And I can't wait to get this one done too. And it's not going to be that much longer. Like if I hide that banner, you can see that it's already, like, I think well, maybe I do have a bit to go. I've got about 3 inches done under the sleeve, but I am going to do a sleeve first before I move on to the next thing. Okay.
Okay. So I had started this sock last week. So this is pair number 7 for Christmas. So this is the Timber Yarns Twin Sock Marl. And you can't see, I do have a little pattern in there, but you can't really see it. Not really.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
I think you will be able, like, you'll be able to see it once it's stretched out on like a leg. But I just put a pattern in there. It's just a little in and out cable because I find that it helps me keep track better. So I've already gotten to where I'm going to put the heel in. So I've got my markers in there for the heel. And this color is called Cake Boss Brown. And you know what? I wasn't sure. Like, I mean, I think it's a really nice color for a guy sock, but I wasn't sure I was going to like the brown. I love it. I love it. Like I want a pair of socks in this for me now. So yeah. It just looks so good against the marled. I just really like the effect of it. So anyway, so that's getting there.
Okay. Okay. Couple of things. Linda has mentioned that Little Red Mitten, if you're in our area, has pre-order on Holst Super Soft. So if you are thinking that you would like some and you didn't want to handle your own shipping, then you could order through Little Red Mitten and they can bring that in for you. Linda says, I have the yawns. I'm sorry, friends. So sorry. Linda says that, I know I'm covering up. I can't help it. Sometimes I don't feel tired, but I just get the yawns and I can't help it. So anyway, she said that she finds that it's just a little bit rough on her skin. So she was thinking of holding it with silk mohair. I've knit a few things in it now, and I've held it either with the drops alpaca or the silk mohair, and I wear that right on my skin, Linda. So and I'm a sensitive fiber person.
And you can also hold it with the Titicaca.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's the 100% alpaca. So.
Brigitte is asking, how heavy is my sweater? And I'm not sure, Brigitte, are you talking about the sheep camp sweater or are you talking about the one I'm wearing? So this one is fingering weight. If it's this one you're asking about, it was a fingering weight single, and the sheep camp sweater is a
sport. Well, that yarn is a sport weight.
Yes, classified as a sport. I was going to say, to me, it definitely. So is the dyed in the wool supposed to be a sport as well? It is, correct?
It's supposed to be, but it almost feels more like a fingering.
Because I was going to say definitely the sport weight of this feels thicker than the sport weight of this. But I'm really happy with the way that worked out, because then that means that I don't feel that the yoke is like overpoweringly thick. It's a very drapey, loose fabric. So. Okay.
And so Lisa asked what heel pattern I'm using. I'm just using a cut in heel. So you cut one stitch in the middle of where you picked up stitches on each side. And then you're just basically doing, I think for the guy socks, I do 7 rows of stocking stitch before I start into the decreases. And then it's a decrease row, a plain row till you get to about 12 stitches I believe that, who was it? Who originally, Curve, Kirby Werby.
Kirby Werby, yes.
Yep. So, and
So-
Kelly has a tutorial for that cut and heel pattern. So I can link that.
I can, yeah, okay. So and I'll put a link right above here, right at this point in time too.
Okay. So
I was just, before we leave the afterthought heel, sorry, I have to make a note. Okay, I can show you this because this is something else that I picked up this week. So I told you I worked on all the things. So this was a pair of socks that I cast on when I was in BC. I'm pretty sure we still have a banner. The pattern is called Springtide Socks by This Handmade Life. And I really like this pattern because it's a very, almost a non-pattern. It's just one of those things that give you subtle texture, not so much as a thing, like a very, very distinctive pattern, but you just get something nice going on the foot of the sock. And this is a gradient. I want to show you the one that I haven't knit with yet, so you can get the full, but sorry, it's crinkly. I bought this in Columbus. Right? Yes, at Vogue Knitting. So it was two 30-gram skeins of this gradient. So I started knitting from the inside, and that's what was the pink. I've gone up through the dark gray, and now, and it was sold as to make yourself a pair of shorties, but I still have all of this. I'm going to get a full length sock out of this, no problem. The only thing that I will be doing is placing in probably a dark gray heel. If I can't find a gray that's very complementary, I may just go with a black heel. I'll have to wait and see. But I wanted to show here, I've got my, oops, there we go. I've already got my waste yarn in place, and you can see that there is a row in between there that is just straight knitting, and that is the row that I'm going to cut. This will be that afterthought heel. And then when I cut that row, and you have to pick it out. I remember the first time Noelle taught me this technique, and when she showed it to me, we were in a coffee shop, and she said, okay, well, get your scissors out and just cut that stitch. And in your mind, you think as soon as you cut it, the knitting is going to fall apart. Because I mean, okay, before I cut it, sorry, what I should say is that I have to put my needle back in where that waste yarn is. Okay, so I'll have two needles in there with an untouched row in between. I'll make that cut. It doesn't fall apart. You have to work at it. You have to pick each one of those stitches out. And then what I do,
one stitch. I think everybody thinks you're going to take your scissors and go like this across the heel. No, you cut one stitch.
One stitch, one leg of one stitch to be exact. And then you pick that out. And then for my socks, my personal socks, I knit 5 rows straight, and then I start doing my heel decrease. But it's a great way to do socks. And the last few pairs of socks I've done have been something that I actually had a heel flap and gusset again. And I hadn't done those in a while because this was kind of my go-to means of putting in a heel. So it's a little bit fun to get back to something that you don't do regularly anymore. But I really like these socks. I love this gradient. I'm excited. I picked them up because I want to see what this white is kind of, and it's just starting to show. So
yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything else you worked on?
I do.
Okay.
So I had started this last week.
Oh my goodness. So
I am in love with this. I am in love with it. It's not mine. It's a sample.
I was going to say that's a sample. You have to give that one up.
I have to give it up. So this is a ranunculus by Midori Hirose. This is a sample for Little Red Mitten. This is done in Holst Garn, super soft, in the color Space, held with Holst Garn Titicaca in the color Galaxy, and held with one strand of the Lang paillettes. I don't know what the color, it's all in my Ravelry page, but I only ran the sequin yarn through every 3rd round.
Oh, every 3rd. Okay.
Every 3rd. But isn't this,
because I think when you started, you said you were going to do every other, but even every 3rd, that is so much
still
glitter.
Lots of bling. Like this is the Lang paillettes is the one that's got bling, mega bling. Like it's
mega
like
bling.
it's like sequins every like quarter of an inch, but this is just like, I mean, I seriously want this.
I'm pretty certain you'll
Anyways, I might
have
have to do another one.
Yeah.
And these are this, but look at the colors. The color is just
It's beautiful.
amazing. So this is, I did the size, I did the 3rd size in the pattern. However, I don't use the 6mm needle. So my tension is still a little bit tighter than what you would do a regular necklace, but I like that fabric.
It looks
So
great.
like it's still light. It will only take 2 of the 50-gram cakes of the whole scarn super soft. I've got this much done already. The sleeves are probably going to be maybe to about here. And I'm not even into the 2nd ball of Titicaca yet. And I'm just barely into the 2nd ball of the bling.
Okay.
So
a couple of people are asking if we feel the sequins when we're wearing it. I've knit a sweater in it, and you've knit a few now, I think, in the sparkles, and I don't feel it when I'm wearing it. Yeah.
But even think if you did this with like the Venetian red and the Titicaca, and then like the sparkles for like a Christmas sweater, like that would be amazing.
Well, that's what I have. I have it right behind me, I think.
So
maybe. Yeah, this is see, that's the Venetian red. Now that's what you're making your dress out of.
That's
too,
what I'm
right?
making my dress in. Yep.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So anyway.
Okay, so since we're showing ranunculi and bling, I'll show you the one that I'm working on, because I did put in a few more inches on this too. I told you I worked on everything this week, but no finishes to show. But anyway, this is my blingy ranunculus. It's less blingy. I only put my bling in the yoke.
And it's a different
yarn too.
Yeah.
So this is the Care yarn by the Knitting Loft, and this is the colorway Flat Black. And I added to it the what were the name of mine?
It was the Ella Ray Sequinicity.
There we go. Thank you. Because I'm looking around and I'm like, it's nowhere near me. I don't know where it is. And mine is also on a black thread. And but the sequins on the Sequinicity are spaced about 3 inches apart, whereas the paillettes are closer together. Yeah. But I equally love this one, because I think this is just that, like, you are like the all-out introduction to the room bling, and I'm just the subtle little, maybe it's bling, maybe it's not bling, just a little tiny
this should be a dress.
That could be a dress. Yes,
an evening dress.
This could be
all the way down
dress.
to the ground.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, it's fun knitting it. I love it. So
I'm loving this too, and I really do want to get this one finished. Now I'm alternating skeins too, so I don't really think I have that much more to go though. I think I have about 9 inches knit on this sweater, and there's a fair bit of rib on the ranunculus too. So
yes,
I probably only have maybe another inch or so of knitting.
There's a good 3.5 inches of rib there on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this, I just want to show this one up close, because you can see, because the thread in this one is also the same color as, well, like a version of the teal color. So you kind of get that little bit of marled effect going through where on the rows that I've held the sequins.
It's so pretty. So pretty.
Anyway. Okay. Did you have anything else?
No, that's it. Those are the things.
Okay. I have another start.
Oh, you in this 2-row start. Okay.
I knew you were going to say that. That's the second sock, Kelly. That's the second sock.
Okay, well, show us the first one. Okay, you're redeemed. That looks great. What is that? I love it.
This is the Fleece Artist Cottage Socks in the puffin colorway that I showed last week, that I said I would.
That's what it knits like.
Yes, I know.
Gosh. See, I see those kind of skeins.
You would have no idea.
And I don't know what they're going to look like. I always think they're going to look like pooly colors, which is not, I'm not a huge fan of for myself.
But this looks,
that's amazing. That's amazing. Like a micro-striped sock.
So this is Fleece Artist Cottage Socks in the puffin colorway. So these are socks for Ross that I'm knitting while
Only
we're
when he
here.
takes you to yarny places. So he took
Well,
you to a
when we
lot of
drive.
yarny places.
That's right. And these are Socks on a Plane by Laura Linneman. So you can see the braid or the cable in there, which I will totally reverse on this one so that the cable's on the other side and the cable's going to twist in the opposite direction.
Yes.
So, and then my toe,
Because
this is another fleece
we're
artist.
like that. Yes.
Yeah, this is another fleece artist cottage socks that I got here. And this color is called Covered Bridge. So there's New Brunswick has the longest covered bridge in all of North America or something.
It's in Florence, New Brunswick, right?
Yes. So this color is called Covered Bridge. So it was perfect to go with that. And this color I got, and I'll talk a little about it when I get to acquisitions, when I went to La Violette Yarn and Gift Store.
That
it worked out perfectly
match too. Perfect.
And there my waist yarn is in. That's where my heel's going to go. Yeah. So I totally agree. I was totally surprised that's how it knit up.
I love that.
Like I really didn't know how it was going to knit up, but it just Fleece artist does Ross has had a couple of pairs that I knit for him back the first time that we went to somewhere, I believe it was in Nova Scotia, and they had colors that pertained to, like they had Forged in Fire and they had Cape Breton Highlands, and they were a little bit more subtle than this, but they knit up really nicely and they wore really well. So I'm really happy with the cottage sock.
They look great. I love them.
So that's it for my whips that I worked on. My working whips. That's it for my working whips. So, okay. Do you have anything else that you're working on?
No. I like this comment by Julie about the sweaters. You're shimmer I'm shimmer.
You're
I'm a little
shimmer
and you're full out shine. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, I can't get that sock out of my mind. I really like that.
And because I think it was so easy to knit on because I loved watching it come out.
Yeah, of course.
So,
very nice.
Okay. So did you buy anything?
Nope. I came close, but I didn't. But I bet you did.
I did. did. Okay. Okay. So let me think. Where did I go?
Yeah. Tell us where you been, who'd you see, what'd you do, what'd you get?
Okay. Well, I went to La Violette Yarn and Gift, and that was in Bucktouche, and had a lovely visit with Manon, the shop owner. I do have a picture of her and I together, but I just had to I did a little video, so I'll be giving that to you after.
Okay.
So that we can put something together. But I just kind of took this picture from the video. So in this picture, we're both wearing two of the samples that she had in the store.
Very nice.
So
Very nice.
the one that Manoa is wearing in the green is the April cardigan by Petite Knit. So it's done in Sand and Scarn Sunday and Sand and Scarn tin silk mohair. And then the blue one is a pattern that's not released yet. I loved this pattern, like the detail in it and the shoulders and just like the finishing of it were gorgeous. And it was and I'll put it in the show notes, but I can't remember right now. It is a designer from New Brunswick, and I looked up a lot of her patterns. She has amazing patterns. Of course, getting ready when I got here, I forgot all about that, but I'll put that in and I'll talk about it next week. But the blue one was done in the Sand and Scarn double Sunday. So the double Sunday is like a DK weight, and then the Sunday is a fingering weight. So if we go back and look at this picture, she's got this whole wall behind her where she's got all of the Sunday yarns paired up with their matching mohair. So just like very hard not to buy something. So, and we will in a couple of weeks' time. Manoa is going to, she's going to the Tatamagouche Woolstock East, which I think I'm going to as long as the hurricane doesn't have other ideas.
Okay.
But anyways, I think I'm going to it. And she is also going to the PEI Fiber Fest. And she has designed a pattern that is going to be released at the Fiber Fest. So here is a picture of the pattern. So it's these mittens, and they are called They're beautiful. They are called the Coastal Drift Mitten by Makealongs. So she is going to have kits available for them at the PEI Fiber Fest. And when you buy the kit, you get the pattern for free. So she has actually gifted us some for you, Kelly, some for me, and then she's given us some kits to give away. So, but we can't do that until the pattern is released. So we'll wait for the
pattern.
Oh, I know, they're gorgeous. And she had some samples in the store that I tried on, and I love that stitching. It's so nice. So anyways, we will be doing that sometime after. I think the PEI Fiber Festival is right around Thanksgiving weekend. So the podcast somewhere around there. I'm hoping to get my knits so that I can show them to you, and we will be doing some draws for some of the kits that she gave us to give away. So that was so nice.
How kind
and so
of her.
generous of her. And let's see, what else did I got to grab a bag down here because, you know, there's not enough room on this tiny stool. Okay.
Maybe you should have bought less.
Maybe. Okay.
What fun would that be though, right? What fun.
First of all, I got this. So this is the pom-pom that's going to go on top of the little baby hat that I'm going to make.
Oh, I love it.
So that'll be really cute. Okay, so then so that I could make I am going to make the April cardigan, and there's my colors.
Now those are not Noelle colors.
I love them. I love it.
Yeah.
So this is called Lime. So this is the Sunday, and then this is the Tin Silk Mohair.
Gorgeous.
So that is going to be the April cardigan, and that I got at La Violette. Like, I mean, just seeing that whole wall, it was so hard to pick colors. I was going for pink, and I thought, no, you have to pick something different. So I picked the green.
You were reaching for the pink.
I was. And so, and also there, I got, this book had just been released. In fact, she had just gotten it into the store that day. So this is Lovely Lace Knits, and this is actually by, I believe this designer she's Canadian. I can't remember whether it's Quebec or whether it's New Brunswick, but it is Gabrielle Knits, Gabrielle Vizina.
Okay.
Oh, Ross has got some information. Oh, the Fiber Festival is from the 5th to the 7th. Ross is handing me this while I'm talking. So unfortunately, we won't be here. We won't be here then, but Ross said, fortunately, we won't be here then.
The car's not big enough for you to be there.
Anyway, gorgeous patterns in here. And Lori says she's in Prince Edward Island. So maybe she's Prince Edward Island. So anyway, but really nice patterns in here. So I picked up that book. And then while we were at La Violette, Manon recommended a store in St. John, and the store was called, what was it called, Russ?
Reflections?
No. Oh, Good Vibrations. Good Vibrations.
Oh, I love that name. That's a great name.
Yeah. So Good Vibrations. So we went there, and I picked up a couple of things there. So first is this.
Okay.
So this is, it actually comes with a pattern called the Fundy Breeze Shawl. This color is called Rust and Rocks, and that's like the silk mohair. So the silk mohair is a 70-30, but then this one is superwash merino, bamboo, and silk. So it feels amazing. But so I'm even thinking, I don't know, maybe a ranunculus, because you can never have too many ranunculi.
No, you can't. You just can't.
Anyway. Oh, sorry. Lori was answering Jean about that I was in PEI, not that the designer was in PEI.
Okay.
I'll get those straight for next week. But anyway, so there's that.
That's a gorgeous color too.
And then this is a silk yak. So it's 50-50, 50% silk, 50% yak.
Look at the
and this
sheen
actually
on that.
came with a fingerless mitt pattern. So I think I'm going to do that. I'll show you the patterns next week. Like I said, it wasn't that organized right now. And this is all stuff that they dye right at the Good Vibrations shop.
Okay.
And then
very nice.
I picked up this.
Well, you can't not get something pink while you're there,
Something
right?
pink. So this is 70% superwash BFL, 20% silk, 10% cashmere.
Very nice.
So yeah.
Very nice.
I think that's it. I think that's it.
I think that's
So,
lots.
Anyways, so anyway, I'm supposed to be going, like I said, I'm supposed to be going to Woolstock East. So we will see what happens. Oh, that's not it. I have something else.
There's more. Wait,
I
there's
got to
more.
show you this pattern first. I've been seeing this pattern on a lot of podcasts, and it's called the Friend to Friend Shawl by Leslie Friend.
Oh, how adorable.
I know I have a banner here. Okay, so it's Friend to Friend by Leslie Friend, and it's just kind of like a little kind of capelet cover up, and people are doing it, or even the suggested yarn is a Lion brand yarn, but I've not seen it in, I have not seen it in Sarnia. And they happen to have some at a store in St. Andrew. So it's Lion brand, and it's called Hue Plus Me, like hue for color. So Hue Plus Me. So it's a chunky yarn. So I believe it takes 2 balls to do one, but then people have done them different and done striped versions. So I picked up a couple of colors.
Very nice.
So I picked up those.
Oh, I
So
like that.
I got 3 of the gray. So I think I might do 2 different striped versions.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they'd make a great, like a great quick gift knit.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday
Beautiful.
knit, just, you know, and it's kind of nice. Sometimes you just want something to put over your shoulders, but you don't necessarily want to have to put on a whole sweater.
Yes. Yeah.
I've seen lots of different podcasters are showing them, and apparently they knit up in a day or two. So
It's
I thought it would be
similar. It's well, I mean, it's similar in shape to my Getting Warmer cowl that I made a few years ago, because it's that bell shape. So you can wear it as a cowl if you pull it up onto the shoulders, but more often than not, I kind of tug it down onto the shoulders because I like to wear it sort of as a cozy shoulder cover. Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's got the shoulder shaping. So it's not, because sometimes if it's just the round, it can almost fall off your shoulders.
Yes.
So it's nice to have that little bit of shoulder shaping. And that yarn, because it's acrylic and wool, so it'll hold its shape better than something that's just like 100% superwash.
Yes. Sharon said that she made that as well. She said it's so comfy. And Nancy knit 4 of them for Christmas gifts. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah. So
it's quick knit and easy to wear, Susan says. Mary has made 3 of them. Susan wears hers to read. See, that's what I would like.
Where have we been, Kelly? How come we haven't made any?
How did we not know? How did we not know?
That's the first time I saw the yarn.
What rock have we been living under that we missed out?
The ranunculus rock.
Clearly. We've got bling in our eyes, or sequins in our eyes. We can't see the things that we're missing out on, for sure.
Yeah.
Gail has made
looks
2.
like lots of people have made them. So
yes. Okay. Well, then we must be the only 2 people that haven't made them.
You could make one for somebody, and you don't have to know measurements quite as much as what you do if you're doing a sweater. Yeah. So now I looked at the pattern, and the pattern, you actually measure around your bust and your arms, and that's how the sizing goes.
Okay. Well, if you find another store that has that yarn, you might need to grab me some then, because I don't want to be left out of this friend to friend shrug thing.
Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how much room there is in the car. I already got told about that.
Yeah, but if
we need a bigger car.
That's what I said. Okay. Sarah says that she has now completed 1 hour of fringe twisting. She must be working on one of her blankets that she's woven. She said her fingers hurt. Oh,
yes, Kathy, I saw that.
There's more. Yeah, Kathy says some knitters have embroidered on it.
Look at the pictures on Ravelry. The ones that are embroidered are gorgeous. Well, they're all nice, but it did look nice just with a little bit. If you do a plain one and then just have a little bit of embroidery on it, or even if you did like a solid gray and then put the gold on it.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Heather says you can get it at Joanne Fabric. It's probably cheaper.
I'd have to go to the States though. Okay. Well, I'll think about that. All right.
So,
What
and I
else have you
think
got?
I think some Michael stores do have it, but I didn't see any in ours.
Wendy agrees that that's the answer, Noelle. Tell Ross you need a bigger car. Sharon wants to know how many stitches we cast on for the ranunculus. In the one that I'm working on now, and I also use a 5mm needle, so I'm not using as large a needle. I cast on whatever the pattern said, and I'm using the original pattern that was just that one size pattern, and then knitting it with a smaller needle, and I'm okay with that. So
I think the only difference between the original pattern and the one with all the sizes is the original pattern, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe is the size 3 on the new pattern, but the new pattern just has more sizes. But I think all of the cast-ons and things like that were the same.
You cast on more stitches.
I cast on more, I do.
Right, and then you did less of the increase at the first because you don't want the neck to pull out.
I don't want the neck to all stretch out so I cast on more stitches on a smaller needle. Like I think I used like a 4.5 or 4mm needle for the cast on. I think for this one, because I had 3 strands, I did a 4.5 here and a 5.5 in the body.
Okay.
But if I'm only doing 2 strands, I use like a 4.5 and a 5.
Okay.
So I for this one, I cast on 80 stitches, and then the first increases to 90, or the first increases to 90. So then I just increased from 80 to 90 instead of what the original cast on number was to 90. So,
okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Heather.
I know, and I have to go look for some vacuum seal bags.
Yes. And Heather, I have to say, I've been meaning to send you a message. We've been missing you. I don't know where you've been on Saturday mornings, but we miss you. So, okay. What else do we have?
That's all I got. That's enough, don't you think?
Yeah, but that's just 1 week. You still got 2 weeks left in your vacation, right?
I know. Well, we're gonna have to eat all the food we brought, and that'll leave room for and drink all the wine that we brought.
Oh yeah, because then you only have to bring the corks home, right?
That's right. So
I kind of have a little bit of this is tiny news. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to show you one more picture.
Sure.
We were talking last week about the deer.
Oh, right.
Yep. So these ones were actually at our place this time. So Ross put this picture up on our family chat, and he goes, "It's like a dual John Deere lawnmower."
It's a side by side.
Yeah. Anyway, and they were just out our back deck, and they let us go right out and just take pictures of them. Like they didn't run off, they didn't move, and just, I'm sure for a lot of the people here, or a lot of people where deer are all over the place, they're probably pests, right? But for us, it's like, oh, there's deer. Let's see the deer, and just like the possum in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, well, I could share some photos from my backyard at night because we have a skunk now, and he comes out every night. So I don't know where he's living. He's not living on our property, but he comes for a little visit every night. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Oh, here's what I was going to say. Guess what? Kendall, my daughter Kendall, is taking a little knitting class at her local.
Oh, wow.
Is it at the library? Yes, I think it's at the library. So she's taking a knitting class. It's just for 3 weeks, just to learn the basics. Now, I'm on 2 sides of the fence of her taking this, because on the one side, I feel a little bit sad and ashamed that I wasn't the one to teach her, but we do live on opposite sides of the country.
That's right.
And in fairness, when she was here with me as a younger person, she didn't have the interest to knit, but now she has the interest to knit. So she was doing some knitting. And it's funny too, because I texted her and I said, "Hey, I've been meaning to ask, how is your knitting class going?" She goes, "Perfect timing. I'm on my way to my first class right now." So she reported in that she had a good time. They taught her, the first thing that they learned was a German cast on. And she said she killed it. She just flew through that. And she said there were 10 in her group, and they were saying, "Wow, there's no way you haven't knit before." And she's like, "No." And so she got that done. Things didn't go quite so great after that. She got into the knitting and she was doing fine, but then she kind of took a couple of little missteps. But anyway, I'm I am over the moon excited about this, and just because I really hope that it's something that that she can stick with, and I hope it's something that can bring her as much joy as it has brought me. And she's new to the town that they're living. Oh, sorry, she's new to Chilliwack, so possibly she will meet some other knitters. Yeah, see, now I've got you yawning. She'll meet some other knitters and she will have some friends in knitting too. And I think that's super exciting. And if she gets some friends in knitting, then that will be more friends for me to have when I go out there to visit her.
Yep.
So I told her to go off to the little yarn store that I visited last time and make some friends there. And I said, you can stop in and visit them too. So today she texts me and she goes, well, I was in a work meeting, just, like a Zoom meeting. And she said, I was sitting there thinking I could be practicing my knitting while I Zoom meet. Like I don't need my hands for my Zoom meeting.
Yep.
So see, she's already thinking like a knitter.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, very exciting. Okay.
Okay. So I see that you made a slide for the knit.
I did. I hope it works. I haven't had a chance to yeah, and it doesn't work. Look at that. Now this was supposed to be transparent so you could see us on the side. I don't know why you can't see us.
Okay. So anyway, these are the make-alongs that we have going on. Nothing is due next week, right?
Right.
Okay. So our year-long sock make-along and Smash That Stash and our Burra Calical. And then the only other one that we have going on at the moment is also the Unit Toronto. If you do a Unit Toronto pattern, there is a finished object thread on Ravelry. That one runs until the end of September.
Yes.
So all the other ones, the end of September will be the third quarter for Smash or Stash.
Yes, it will.
And then the sock knit along, we draw prizes every month.
Yes.
So.
And that we have one other thing that's in the works. Maybe by next week. I thought it might have happened this week, but it didn't. We have this lovely package from the Knitting Loft, which is two skeins of Care and one skein of mohair. And this is going to be a gift that we do a giveaway for once we have reached 7,000 subscribers. And last I looked, I think we are
so
13 shy. 13 shy. So yes. Oh, and I just see now I'm popped back into the comments, and some people are saying that yes, Kathy has 2 daughters that knit. Like, I have to admit, Noelle, I am super envious of you that you have a daughter and a daughter-in-law that knit. Yeah. And I think that is just amazing that you get and they live fairly close to you too. So you get to see what they're working on firsthand. Now, Kendall is coming to visit at the end of the month, just for a weekend visit. So I told her that she can shop at this store and the prices are great. And I said, I will hook her up with some tools and some fiber and keep her entertained for a little bit. And so I'm hoping that she's on to, something that she can work on. And I also told her, I said, you're choosing a really good time to do this because in today's environment where we have the internet and YouTube, there is nothing you can't learn on YouTube. And that was not the case when I learned to knit or when you learned to knit, right. For sure. We had to rely on someone to teach us or show us, or a book that you could get maybe from a library or something. Yep. But now, it's right there at your fingertips. And I'm a visual learner, so it's easy for me to see what somebody's doing and then learn from that. So Helen says, can we subscribe twice? Sorry. No, you cannot. But yeah.
So I just wanted to say too, one of my other daughter-in-laws crochets.
And really?
She just finished this huge Afghan with polar bears all over it.
Oh my gosh.
Gorgeous. I don't know. I don't think I would have the patience to do that. It was almost like Intarsia in crochet.
Maybe she'll share a picture to you and you could show it off. Yeah. I'd like to see that. Yeah.
So yeah.
And Nettie says,
it's kind of nice to.
It is. Nettie says that her daughter-in-law in Alberta, and she's in Ontario, and she's found 2 knitting friends once she moved out there. So they text all the time just about knitting. And it is wonderful. You're right, Nettie. It would be wonderful to have that connection. And I know when Kendall came home one of her trips last year, she was here for a whole week, and she said, okay, 2 things I want to accomplish while I'm here. I want you to help me sew a pair of pants for Miles, which we did. We got that done. And then she said, I want you to teach me how to knit. And I thought that might be a little ambitious for just a 1-week visit between the 2 things and Miles and whatnot. And it did turn out to be a little bit ambitious. So we didn't get to the knitting end of it, but we certainly talk to one another in FaceTime enough now. And now that Miles is starting to require a little bit less time, once he's in bed and everything, I know that she's going to have that little bit of time. So I hope that a spark has been lit, and that's something that she sticks with, because my goodness, my knitting has gotten me through some times, and I am forever grateful to have it, for sure. So, yeah. Okay. Well, we're there. We're at 1 hour and 20-ish minutes. So that's usually about a little bit longer. Where will you be next week? Let's finish up with that.
I will be near Lunenburg in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
So, and it'll be another travel day. So it'll be like, get there, rush around, get things set up. But then I'll be there for 2. We're staying at that place for 9 days. So I'll be there for two podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this week, so if things go okay and the hurricane doesn't ruin anything, I will be going to Woolstock East in Timecodes. So if anybody out there is going and you see me, come up and say hi, just introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Yes.
So yeah, I would love to talk to you. So I'm really looking forward to it. We've been to Timecodes before, and I really like the little town, and there's a winery, a really nice winery near it. And so we're actually going overnight, one night. So we when we crossed the bridge today, we went in and talked to them, though, because apparently if the weather gets too bad, they will close the bridge. So we'll just have to wait and see, follow the weather, see what happens. Hopefully for all the vendors and everybody that's participating in it and people that have made plans to come, like I hope that everything goes well, because
so much work goes into these festivals.
Well, I know. And after last year with who was it? Hurricane Fiona. Was it Fiona? I think so.
I think it was Fiona.
Yep. And actually even driving in PEI today, it was like driving along a highway. We haven't been here for 5 years, but like you could tell there were trees that were just like, they weren't all the way over, but like just like on angles like this, like thousands of them. So I'm sure that must have been from the storm last year. So I don't think this one's predicted to be as strong, but who knows, right? Hopefully it'll turn out to the ocean and we'll all be fine, but just gotta pay attention to the weather and see what happens. So
yes,
fingers crossed it'll all be okay. So.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much for spending time with us tonight. If you were new here tonight, and I did see throughout the evening there were some new people that had joined in, I hope you found it entertaining. I hope you found it useful. I hope you'll come back. And if you've been with us for a while, thank you so much for sticking out for the long haul. And
and if anybody's got any questions that you want us to answer, either email us at the knitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com, or you can put ask something underneath the video once it's posted to YouTube, I guess.
As soon as we finish being live, then it will be posted for availability to rewatch on YouTube. And don't forget, after we finish the live, if you are not Mary Ruth and you didn't win the bag tonight, you can go down below the video after we sign off, and you can leave us a comment about Autumn, and then you'll be get a chance to win the remaining bag for next week.
Okay. So take care, everybody. Have a great week and happy knitting, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.